Okay, let's System of a Down. Lonely day, lonely day, but the lonely days are over. What's that song? Oh my God, it's New York.
Making pancakes, making bacon pancakes. Take the bacon and I'll put it in a pancake. Making pancakes, that's what it's gonna make. Bacon pancakes.
Broadway and
Such a lonely day, and it's mine. The most loneliest day of my life. Such a lonely day, should be banned. It's a day that I can't stand. The most loneliest day of my life.
Fire.
The most loneliest day of my life. Such a lonely day shouldn't exist. It's a day that I'll never miss. Such a lonely day, and it's mine. The most loneliest day of my life. And if you go, I wanna go with you. And if you die, I wanna die with you. Take your hand and walk away.
Wow.
The most loneliest day of my life.
Wow. This song is so good. I feel like loneliness is something that honestly isn't an emotion that's talked about enough and is felt by literally every single person at some point in their life to differing degrees. And what I think is interesting about this is that they're showing them like in a tour bus, right? And when I think about touring, I do think of like it being such a weird, odd, lonely experience in many ways. Like you go on stage, there's a million people screaming your name who don't know you, the real you, and then you go back into your literal cubby in your bunk without your family. Hopefully your bandmates are your friends, but at the end of the day, you're tired and you're just alone and you're missing out on a lot of your life back home. And it can just be, especially on like off days, no one's screaming your name. It's just you and your band and your crew, and you're in a city that you probably don't really have a lot of connection to. It's just interesting. And I think that like loneliness, this feeling of being surrounded by a lot of people, like a band member, but still feeling alone is really common. And just actually feeling like there's no one around you. The US Surgeon General said that loneliness is an epidemic. Like that is how serious it is, because it not only causes negative mental health struggles, it also negatively impacts our physical health when we are consistently lonely over time. Insufficient connection and a lot of loneliness has people who experience that have a 30% increased risk of heart disease, a 30% increased risk of stroke, and a 50% increased risk of developing dementia. Like these are staggering physical health impacts. And it's also just such a painful place to be, right? Like to feel like you're all by yourself. That weight, it like feels like a fire in your chest. I feel like, I don't know what this fire is supposed to represent, but I feel like it's like the fire of loneliness following you everywhere that you go all of the time. It feels inescapable. And I feel like for some reason it's just a hard thing to say. Like people are like, yeah, I'm sad, or like, yeah, I'm scared, or yeah, I'm anxious, but it's not a lot of times that people say like, yeah, I'm lonely. So I think it's just an important song all around. Guitar solo.
The most loneliest day of my life. The most loneliest day of my life. The most loneliest day of my life. Such a lonely day, and it's mine. It's a day that I'm glad I survived.
Oh, I love that. Like the whole beginning of the song is like, it's a day that I'll never miss. Such a lonely day and it's mine. It's like this painful ballad. But at the end, it's like this story of overcoming. It's a day I'm glad I survived. It's a day I'm glad I overcame. I think that's what's really powerful about this is like this naming of a feeling. So often we try to stiff arm a feeling. We're like, no, I'm not feeling that. Like, no, I don't want to deal with that. And I think loneliness is definitely one of those. And when we do that, the feeling actually overcomes us. But when we name it, when we own it, that we are feeling this way, we get the opportunity to overcome it. So this whole song, the band is naming this feeling. And in naming it, in expressing it, in owning that today is a lonely day and that's going to be what it's going to be, they're actually able to overcome it and survive it and say, it's a day that I'm glad I survived, implying that it's no longer a lonely day, right? So that's the gift of this song, is that we don't overcome emotions by shoving them away. That's how they overcome us. We overcome emotions by owning our experience of them, stating it. That's so powerful. Mwah. System of a Down, I love you. I'm obsessed with you. We got lots of System of a Down content for you. Chop Suey, never heard it. Listen to it. Toxicity, banger. Check it out. And if you want to be someone who helps someone feel a little less alone, who walks alongside people and helps reduce this epidemic of loneliness, you can do that by volunteering with us. Click the link below. Click it, click it, click it. We will train you on how to be a volunteer, and you can get started supporting music fans. There are hundreds of System of a Down fans who are opening up about their struggles and want your support. So click the link. Let's do it.